So it
Well,
hasn't really worked out since. And here's the deal: if he was going to be the guy, they would have never traded for Teddy.
Well, I mean, you can always use that solid backup quarterback, right? And like right now, we saw last year, the Denver Broncos were down with what their seventh string quarterback or something ridiculous
Yes,
like this
he had a wide
past year.
receiver playing quarterback.
Yeah, like it was like seventh string wide receiver, practice squad receiver, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah, he played.
Do you think maybe Drew Lock just hasn't got a fair shake, and maybe he just needs like a full training camp and a full season like under his belt to really show who he is, or do you think he gets traded or cut by the first of the season and Teddy Bridgewater does take over?
I don't think he'll get cut. I do think there's a trade involved. And no, I think he's got a decently fair shake. I think really it just hasn't been a good fit. I think that there were other quarterbacks in his draft class. He was projected to be a first round pick. His draft year ended up falling down to the second round where Denver got him. That's why I really liked him a lot because I thought he was a steal at where they had got him. But it just hasn't worked out. It hasn't worked out ever since they got him. So like I said, I don't necessarily think he didn't get a fair shake. Um, I think that definitely certain things could have been better in his situation. But because a lot of people disagree with me on this, but I'm not a big Cortland Sutton fan.
Really?
So I've always kind of felt like he had a pretty weak wide receiver core, and he never got to really benefit like other quarterbacks did that were drafted his year, jumping into a good system. So I think that's kind of thing, and also not very many young quarterbacks tend to succeed in Denver. Really, every succeeding quarterback in Denver has been an older guy. I mean,
Right.
like John Elway kind of really picked up as he got older, as he matured. Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl when he was at the very end of his career. So rookie quarterbacks normally don't come in and just be real flashy in Denver.
Well,
So I,
I
I
think
don't know
that's
if it was
because
a
they have
fit
a
situation or
team
what.
built there. Like, like the Denver Broncos have a good, solid team built. Like, they don't have that number one receiver. They don't have that, even the number two receiver per se. Even if you flash back to like the 97, 98 years in Denver, their receiver cores consisted of seventh round picks and people that have been cut. Shannon Sharp was a seventh round pick. Ed McCaffrey was cut by the Patriots, I do believe, and so they like the Denver Broncos have always kind of had that motto of like, we aren't going to be flashy or great, but we're going to be a nice solid team. And I think that's why the older quarterbacks succeed in Denver, is because they have a solid team that you can build around, and you are there to grind it out games 12-9, 9-6 type of scores. You aren't going to be
Hard to win
54.
in Denver too.
Yeah, exactly. It is definitely very, very hard.